Good afternoon, everyone present here. We welcome you all to the 13th annual general meeting of your company, VRFILMS and Studios. I am Manish Satprakash Dutt, Chairman of VRFILMS and Studios Limited. I hope all of you are safe and keeping well during these tough times. We are amidst one of the biggest crises we have seen in our lifetime, the COVID-19 pandemic. I am confident that this crisis too will pass and we will emerge stronger. This annual general meeting is being held through video conferencing in accordance with the circulars and guidelines issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the Securities and Exchange Board of India. Before we proceed, I would like everyone present to join us in paying homage to our dear Clifton De Silva, who was instrumental in having our company listed on the SME DSE board. We lost him to COVID a few months back. We maintain a few seconds of silence in his fond memory. Rest in peace, Clifton. Thank you, everyone. Now let me introduce you to the members of the board and the management present with us today. Board of Directors, Krishi Satprakash Dutt, Full-Time Director, Pawan Kumar Dutt, Non-Executive Director, Vishnu Vittalbhai Patel, Independent Director, Vanita Sridhar, Independent Director, Prasad Sawant, Chief Financial Officer, Shashank Mehta from Messrs. D.L. Dasharda and Associates, Statutory Auditors, Mr. Hemant Desai from Hemant Desai and Company, Internal Auditor, Mr. Jaimin Modi from Messrs. Jaimin Modi and Company, Secretarial Auditor. Since I have been informed the requisite quorum for the meeting is present, accordingly the meeting is properly constituted and I call the meeting to order.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 13th annual general meeting of VRFILMS and Studios Limited. This meeting is being held through video conferencing. Meeting is being held through video conferencing, like the chairman has mentioned. In accordance with circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, applicable provisions of Companies Act 2013 and SEBI Regulations 2015. The company has enabled the members to participate at the 13th AGM through the video conferencing facility. The proceedings of this AGM are also being webcasted live for all the members as per details provided in the notice. In accordance with the provisions of the Company Act 2013 and SEBI listing regulations, the members have been provided the facility to exercise their right to vote at the AGM. The Board of Directors has appointed Mrs. Jaimin Modi and Company as the scrutinizer for this meeting. Based on the report of the scrutinizer, voting done at the meeting today will be announced and displayed on the website of the company and will also be submitted to the stock exchanges as per the requirements under the SEBI listing regulations. I now request Mr. Manish Dutt, Chairman, to continue with the proceedings of the meeting.
Thank you, Rashmi. I'm satisfied that all the efforts feasible under the circumstances have been made by the company to enable members to participate and vote on the items being considered at this meeting. Before we take up the items as per the notice, I am delighted to communicate with you. Hope you are fully vaccinated, family and friends, and the best of health, and have been safe in the devastating second wave onslaught of the dreaded pandemic. The second year after listing has been very satisfying. Once again, your company has successfully achieved in its belief in maintaining a long-term relationship and in building a strong client base for the business. In spite of the pandemic second wave, your company has performed well and has lived up to its belief. In restricted COVID times, this belief has helped it achieve approximate 11% growth compared to the previous year. Thus, the focus is on maintaining strong relationships with existing and new clients who will help the company in gaining a competitive advantage in acquiring clients and increasing the business volume. Milestones which were achieved by our company in the financial year 2019 to 2020 continue very strongly and have maintained financial stability and growth for your company. On 2nd January 2020, your company has started an association with Prime Video Direct, an Amazon Prime company, to distribute its content on the Amazon platform. In 2021, we continue our association. On 10 January 2020, your company was approved by Netflix as a post-production partner for localization. Only 30 to 35 studios across the world have achieved this milestone. MX Player Epic have also tied up with VRFILMS and studios for localization expertise in January 2020 itself. Our associations continue with them firmly and strongly. These associations have helped us sail through the pandemic with continuous flow of work, though in limited capacity. In the past 1 year, many studios and competitors had to close shop, which was very unfortunate. Having sold the coffee much earlier, your company has proved it is at the right place at the right time with its content acquisition and localization activities. The outbreak of coronavirus has had a severe negative impact on most of the economies of the world. Many MSMEs and SMEs are hugely impacted by this disaster pandemic. However, your company continues to stay ahead of the curve and ride its upward trajectory in COVID-19 crisis. Prudent accounting policy practice of your company and being tight-fisted with sheer hard work and dedication of all employees, your company will have posted a much higher profit at the second wave not set in February 2021. In tune with the company's shareholder-friendly policy, your company had proposed an interim dividend of 10% for the shareholders and has now proposed a final dividend of 10% as well to all shareholders. The positive outlook can be gauged by the fact that maximum of the shareholders have remained committed to the company and have refrained from exiting their faith in the company and the management itself. Your company and the management highly appreciates our investors' strong belief in us and is thankful for recognizing our hard work and belief. Your company will continue to reap in the benefits of its association and tie-ups in this coming year. I would like to apprise you of your company performance from April 2021 to September 2021. We have performed very well in the second wave of the pandemic. Your company has achieved an approximate top line of around rupees 7 crore, a growth of approximately 35% as compared to last year, September 2020, with an approximate 40% growth in profit. Please remember, this is still with 50% capacity permitted due to the pandemic. By March 2021, we hope and aim to achieve a 2x to 3x growth as compared to last year. Now, future prospects are outlook in 2021 to 2022. New clients, big players in the market, have approached your company to associate and provide localization services. Negotiations are on and would soon fructify into a long-term association, adding up a multifold revenue stream. With the huge demand for localization, your company is on an expansion mode. In July 2021, we have started build up for additional 10 multi-purpose studios, which include 2 Dolby Atmos theaters, 2 Dolby 5.1 mixing studios, 6 stereo dubbing studios, all under one roof in Mumbai. This will increase our output capacity multifold from existing 400 hours a month to approximately 800 to 1,000 hours. Another huge achievement is the development of our own OTT platform. Today, I take the opportunity to introduce our new OTT vertical to you, VRFILMS. With this development, your company will be entering into the consumer service market. Hopefully, this should go live by October 2021 or November 2021, the latest. As we speak, the trial version of the app is being tested for bugs and ease of operations. Your company and studios are at the moment being scrutinized for content security parameters as well. These content security audits have been initiated by two biggest OTT platforms in India. We hope to be approved soon by them, and this will start a big association in due course. Cannot disclose much at this moment on this due to the NDAs with these future clients. Our content acquisition vertical is on an expansion spree as well. With our upcoming OTT platform, we will be acquiring more content. We have recently acquired 14 new international feature films for financial year 21-22 to be premiered on the OTT platform. And we are negotiating acquisitions of various web series and TV series for our OTT platform as well. Approximately 30 to 40 titles. Approximately 1,000 plus hours of content would be acquired in the coming year, which will make OTT platform look as good or maybe much better than the existing ones. This is a meticulously planned expansion which has been worked on, and the coming years will see our company as one of the big players in OTT and entertainment space, catering to consumer audience directly. The coming years will envisage a huge multifold growth in turnover as well as profit with substantial dividend year on year. With these huge growth expansion developments, your company envisages to migrate to the main board very soon. We aim and desire to migrate not just to BSE main board, but both NSE and BSE main board. We will continue in our efforts in transforming your company to a vibrant, energetic company with focus on building strong fundamentals and high growth targeted at creating shareholder wealth. I would like to conclude by thanking you for your trust and confidence in our efforts and in your company. Starting 6th October, would want to wish everyone a very happy festive season. Be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manish. Now we request Mr. Krishidat to share his view for future prospects of VRFILMS and Studios Limited.
Good afternoon, dear friends and partners. I trust everyone is in the best of health and spirits, you all and your families as well, and everything is happening perfectly normal and well in your work life as well. The last financial year was full of challenges, and a lot has been said about it already by everyone, not only here in this meet, but the world over. So I would not like to delve more into that past, but all I would say is that it was a year full of challenges, and we overcame it quite well, and we did well as well. So putting a closure to that particular year with a positive note where our work is concerned, that we achieved 11% top line growth, and the bottom line remained same, where the profit was same as the previous year. And moving forward, I would also like to say, like what Manish had mentioned, that the half yearly results for this fiscal will also be quite good, with 40% top line growth, 35% top line growth, and a 40% bottom line growth. So, and that too at a 50% capacity, where most of the restrictions were because of the pandemic, which is still on. I would also like to mention about our two major milestones, which are going to be the hallmark of this particular fiscal. The first one being the coming up of 10 more studios, which Manish mentioned, of which 2 are of Dolby Atmos, 2 are of 5.0 Dolby, and 6 of them will be the 2.0 stereo. So combined with the existing number of studios which we have, this would take us up to almost 1,000 hours of output per month, and which is very good in terms of growth and also an expectation from a chain of studios like us. We would be adding on a lot more new potential clients and big ones, and the talks are already on with them, and they would be getting in additional work as well. The existing clients, which are anyways the creme de la creme of the industry, their work is also pouring in and increasing as days pass by. The second milestone is brought. It's VR OTT, and the last few months have been fully dedicated to this upcoming vertical, this new platform of ours. And we are putting in a lot of creative effort to bring this OTT platform, which would easily be compared with the very best the world has to offer. Right down from the selection and the design of the icon, and the applications, the color used, and keeping all the positive aspects of design elements and the visibility and the branding of our company and the image. Everything has been considered to develop this icon, and also the material, because we strongly believe that to be different from the existing players, we need to offer to the customer something which is very different. Now, if you look at the current existing OTT platforms, they have various languages, but mostly in English, and in India you see platforms concentrating on Hindi and a few regional languages. We, of course, would be very different from these guys, considering we are bringing in content from world over, content which has not been exploited in our country, content from the UK, from Europe. Europe includes North Europe, Central, East Europe, the Western Europe, content from Russia, content from the Scandinavian countries. We've gone right up to Norway and Sweden, and also to places like Denmark to get in the Danish content, the Polish content. Of course, we are also getting in Turkish content, Korean content, and content from the US and from Latin America. Now, most of the countries which I mentioned to you, content from such countries are not seen in our country yet. And the other USP would be that we would be localizing this content in Indian languages. Indian languages like Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, and we have plans to bring in content in Bengali, in Kannada, Malayalam, even Gujarati and Punjabi. So with these two major USPs, that is content getting in from various countries, which content has not been exposed in our region yet, that would be one novelty. And the other novelty would be that all our Indian brethren could understand this content and enjoy it in their local regional language. Indians, as you know, are not very fond of subtitles, because Indians like to watch and hear rather than watch and read. So keeping this in mind, we feel that we have developed a nice USP for our OTT platform, and this will help us to be very different and more exciting from others who are also doing an equally good job in their domain. Films also, in the last Cannes market, which was a virtual market, we have acquired 14 new titles, and these titles are against across all genres like crime, drama, horror, and of course, we are also very careful with the kind of content that we get. We do not believe in a lot of gore and blood and lot of skin show. So we are careful of the content And as a responsible player, we would like our subscribers and our people to watch content with their family members, with their children who are of impressionable age. So that is our social responsibility as well, to get in content which is a good, healthy content, keeping very well in mind that the content on digital media is not certified yet in our country. But as a social obligation, we have kept this particular point in mind. And this content is very exciting content. We've also, just to share with you, we've got one title which is a Hungarian title, and that's a very anticipated release in Hungary in the end of October. And if everything goes well, we will have a day and date premiere in our local language like Hindi, Tamil and Telugu, and it's a horror flick, which is very nice. I mean, I've had the privilege to see it already, and that's how, we literally fought tooth and nail to acquire this title. Likewise, there are many such titles from across the world, and we would be opening up our bag of surprises step by step. Films also, I feel that now with the theatres opening up in Maharashtra by the end of October, I think 22nd or 21st October is the date which has been given. Things would get better, and this would open up the platform for theatrical releases for these 14 titles which we have recently acquired, and also bring in much more awareness where the cinegoers are concerned. And after the theatrical release, these of course releases would be on the TV platforms as well as on the OTT platforms as the months pass by. So this would create a lot of curiosity and excitement among the subscribers of our OTT platform, as well as for people generally who are keen to have a good a look on the entertainment sector. TV platforms shall also open up, because in the last 3 years they have been quite lukewarm from independents like us. So with the opening up of theatres, TV platform options would also open up for us, and that would be another platform where we could monetize quite well our acquisitions. Digital platform, of course, is there to stay, and I don't foresee it going away in spite of theatres and TV getting back to their original position. Digital will always remain, and it's a growing market, especially with the youngsters. And considering 65% of India's population is less than the age of 25, I think OTT and digital applications on Android is an aspect which will stay here for a very long time. And this will definitely open up more opportunities for us, not only where the OTT is concerned, but also where localization is concerned, because it is more economical and it makes more business sense for content owners to localize their existing content in various languages and monetize, rather than go and make new content in, say, Hindi or Tamil and Telugu. So, एक अगर आपका product है जो एकदम established है, like you have a CID or a crime patrol, it makes more sense to go and localize it in Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and because it's a tried and tested product and it's a hit product, so it will be a hit in all other regional languages as well. So that makes good monetization sense for the content owner, and a perfectly lovely monetization sense where our localization business is concerned, because these guys will be coming to players like us to get their product localized in various other regional languages. So that is more business for our dubbing vertical as well. Keeping all this in mind, I too feel that we would have a 2x or a 3x growth as we cover up the next 6 months, and we would close this financial year on a very strong and a good note if everything goes well as we have projected. So I conclude this with my best wishes to you all, and to you all and your family members, and I wish you all a very festive season, starting from Navratri right up till our Christmas and New Year, and of course Diwali. And stay vaccinated and take good care and good precautions, and please stay safe. Thank you so much. And now I give it back to Rashmi to carry on with the agenda of the meet. Thank you.
The notice of the 13th AGM and the annual report containing audited financial statements for the year ended March 31st, 2021 and boards and auditors' reports have been sent by electronic mode to those members whose email addresses are registered with the company or depositories. These documents have been made available on the company's website. Considering the above, the notice is being taken as read. Statutory auditors have submitted their reports for the financial statements for the year ended March 31st, 2021. The auditor's report does not contain any qualifications, modified opinion, or adverse remarks. There being no qualifications, the entire report is not required to be read in 13th AGM. The following items of ordinary business are to be considered at this meeting. To receive, consider and adopt the audited balance sheet as at March 31st, 2021 and the profit and loss account for the year ended on that date together with the schedules thereon, along with the reports of the directors and auditors thereon. I would request the present shareholders to propose the resolution. So name of the proposer is Mr. Abhishek Roshni. I would request the present shareholders to raise their hands in support of resolution. Number of hands in consent is 3. Appointment of Mr. Manish Satprakash Dutt as a director liable to retire by rotation. I would request the present shareholders to propose the resolution. Okay. Name of the proposer is Mr. Lakshman. I would request the present shareholders to raise their hands in support of resolution. Number of hands in consent is 7. Appointment of Mr. Pavandat Kumar Dutt as a director liable to retire by rotation. I would request the present shareholders to propose the resolution. Name of the proposer is Shubhangi. I would request the present shareholders to raise their hands in support of resolution. Number of hands in consent is 4. To appoint statutory auditors from the conclusion of this annual general meeting until the conclusion of the 6th consecutive annual general meeting and to fix their remuneration. I would request the present shareholders to propose a resolution. Name of the proposer is Mr. Harendra Singh. I would request the present shareholders to raise their hands in support of resolution. Number of hands in consent is 7. To declare final dividend for the financial year ended 31st March 2021. I would request the present shareholders to propose the resolution.
Alvito de Silva.
Okay. Name of the proposer is Mr. De Silva. I would request the present shareholders to raise their hands in support of resolution. Number of hands in consent is 8. We will be glad to answer any questions which any member may like to ask on the financial statements or other matters. I would like to request the chairman, Mr. Manish Dutt, to conclude the meeting.
When do we have the session for the questions to be posed by everyone? I think it should be before I conclude the meeting.
Sir, I had a few questions.
I think we should open up first for the questions before we conclude. So, whoever wants to ask questions, they can feel free and go ahead.
Sir, so thank you very much. And sir, many congratulations for great numbers, dividend, and good growth, like you mentioned. Sir, so there was some apprehension about this OTT platform that we are opening. So all the existing major players, they are burning a lot of cash. Like for example, Alt Balaji, they have invested 300 crore in their OTT platform, and on 61 crore of revenue, they are incurring loss of 136 crores per year approximately. So then, in that case, sir, I mean, since we don't have that kind of balance sheet to sustain that kind of cash burn, so how do you, so basically how much money you are planning to invest in our OTT platform?
See, I agree with what you are like saying, but every business depends on what the investment is done and how carefully you are spending your the kitty, like how well you are like spending it. The downfall starts when you try to be number one or try to overcome the other. We, for one, are definitely not in the race with neither an Amazon or a Netflix or a Balaji. About our product, about our content. This is the content which is not visible anywhere. We are not into producing content because these are all the parameters what we have like as per our market research are the cash burners. And there is no end to it, which is why you have to acquire, if you get into the rat race, you have to acquire films which is like to the tune of 200 crores and 300 crores with no returns on that. So we are being very cautious about this and very meticulously we are doing our stunts where we know that whatever we buy has to be like profitable and within our reach. At the same time, it has to be something which the consumers like. For an example, we have been importing and distributing films over the last 15 to 16 years. And there have been many an importer and a distributor who have come and who have gone. But we have managed to exist. Our titles may not be like very great titles, super hit, but the cost at which they are acquired, they have been giving us good returns. And those returns are year over year. So we are not worried about how much cash burns the other existing platforms are doing. We know our target audience, what we are trying to achieve. We have kept our pricing very meticulously and researched value. I do not think so we are going to have any problems in the future. In fact, people work out their balance sheets and their projections with a 3-year loss and profit kind of to break even. But the very fact we have started this vertical in this company itself, I think in the 6 months itself we are going to be breaking even and showing you profits. This is how it is like. This is how it has been like planned. And we do not intend to get any finance from any external source as well. Moreover, in this, the idea of starting a platform, if you notice, none of the existing platforms have localization studios or set up. They are dependent on people like us. We have that inbuilt ourselves over the years. We have been acquiring content over so many. So we have like at least 200 hours of content with us, which is like free of any expense at the moment. And moreover, we acquiring our own content, we will be exploiting it across all media platforms available, which include theatrical, television, OTT, and everything as such. So, 360-degree exploitation, which is to be like done, over whatever acquisitions are to be like made and expenses done on the OTT platform.
Sir, and sir, what is the kind of investment we are looking at in this OTT platform?
This is a year-on-year investment, which will be like to the tune of around, you can say 8 to 10 crores initially to start up with, and looking at how we fare in it and what is the response to the audience. That's where it is going to, we are either going to up it or lower it. So basically, the platform is going to sustain itself on its own with the existing infrastructure which is like that. Like in the first year itself, we are aiming for 1,000 hours of programming. This 1,000 hours of programming is not easy to achieve by any standards with anyone else. But since we have a leader with our own in-house infrastructure, if you look at it, if somebody has to start an OTT with our kind of an infrastructure today, they have to spend good 30 to 40 crores. We do not need to do that. We have that head start. And this is the kind of an infrastructure which has been built over the years. So our basic expense is going to be limited content and maximum marketing.
Sir, thank you very much and best of luck to you and your team. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Before this over, you will have to mute, you will have to open up your mic.
Okay, open. Is it open?
Yeah. Yes, please. You have muted your mic again.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
My only question is, first, congratulations on the great performance. And by the next AGM, that is 21-22, shareholders like me and others are hopeful that you will go to the NSE main board. That way your share will get greater visibility and more trading opportunities for existing shareholders for buying and selling also. And you'll get a very good value for the shares, for the company's growth as well as for the shareholders' growth. We are hopeful that you will be able to come to the main board next year. Is that the possibility?
Well, the possibility is that even in the next 6 months we can go, but and we can even migrate right now. But we are holding back because we do not want to migrate just for the sake of migration. The migration has to be storied. It's like a small tadpole entering into an ocean, and you will not be able to survive. For us to have visibility is not just by artificially creating a market cap and entering into a BSE or the NSE market.
Right, sir.
Our company is on fundamentals, and we want to take as much time as we can till the time we grow and we burst out of our seams and we are from the BSE SME board forcibly to get out from there and go to the main board. That is when everyone will be like, we can say, happy about the migration. And that is exactly what we are like looking at, which is why this is the story what we are building up with our forthcoming projects, so that we can go in and migrate to the main boards and create a lot of wealth for our investors.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Manish, can I go ahead with some questions?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, thanks. So Manish, Rishi, and team, awesome. It's been a good journey so far. And I had a few questions. One is in addition to what Keshav just mentioned about the VR OTT, right? So I'm pretty curious to understand, like today we have a YouTube. I'm just looking at the way YouTube is growing, right? Your channel, our channel, if I can say, right? As a shareholder, it's absolutely phenomenal, right? I think how many million views? I think on a totality we have so many million views is what I understood. And I don't know for the just for the benefit of the others, right? I happen to see 1 or 2 films just like that in the premiere, and the number of people coming in and joining is absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so I had a question here. Do we take the YouTube revenues also into our P&L? That's one question I wanted to find out. So that's one thing. And in addition, right? I was thinking today through YouTube, we are reaching a lot of people. Our core focus is on localization, and we have good content. Strength is to localize it. So when we go to OTT, right, I was pretty interested to understand, isn't it, of course, like it's good to have your own OTT platform, but what are the challenges is something which I really wanted to know as an investor and as a common man also, because I understand that today there are well-established OTT players who already have a reach. Giving them good content localized is one game. Having our own OTT and then localizing it and pushing it out to people is another game, right? So if you're playing the second, what made us think in that direction? Is this more lucrative in the long term? I just wanted to get the feel of these two things before I ask other questions. Thanks.
Yeah, well, questions you have asked, Lakshmi. Well, YouTube, if I would say, we started our YouTube channels just to test the waters as to what kind of products are we like having. Because what happens is when you have so many platforms and TV players, each one has its own view on a product or a title. Obviously, many a times they do not want to pay much, so which is why everything starts as rubbish, so that they get it for peanuts, and we just have to live off it. Incidentally, after we just experimented with the YouTube channels, whatever was discovered as rubbish by the existing players has done phenomenally well for us. This has increased our confidence over the kind of content we have been acquiring and the choices that have been made. And mind you, this kind of 70 million views and so many subscribers over the last 4-5 months have been over content which have been like done to death with TV, with theaters, with all other kind of platforms, as well as huge piracy which happens on YouTube and various other platforms. So in spite of that, this is what it is. Now to have of course, and the revenues from YouTube are also well built into the P&L. They are like that. Nothing is hidden from our P&L, everything is in there, black and white. Now coming to your next sphere, which is our core business of localization. Well, we continue with our localization business, which will be like catering to all the existing platforms as well as the new ones. The idea of coming up with the OTT is because not every platform is comfortable with every kind of content. They all have their own choice. So rather than catering to each and every one as such separately and investing huge monies in there and getting the returns out from one client or the second client, and those returns are like 1/10 or 1/20th of what can actually be done, we decided why not cater to them as well as have our own OTT platform, because in this kind of a fashion, it's like we are adding to our own revenues itself. Our B2B business, we are carrying it forward to the B2C business with bigger top lines and all that stuff. So this is just an addition. There is nothing which is going away from the existing plans and as well as the top lines of the business which have been like happening at the moment. Everything has been done to extend it further.
Okay. But Manish, when we go to the OTT platform, right? Are there any real when we move from B2B to B2C? Are there any big challenges in the sense a lot of cash burn to reach the content to people? Because I think we have content, everything is awesome, but to reach, is there a big challenge you foresee, or you think that's something which we can do?
See, it's a challenge, of course, but of course we have a marketing plan which will be like taking shape in due course, and moreover, it's like riding up on the existing platforms as well. Because it's like a lot of integrations are happening with telecoms as well as existing platforms. They all need content. So we will be doing our B2C as well as getting on with them as well.
Okay, got it. Okay, so we are leveraging on the telecom vendors also to ensure that we get that path.
There are
Right?
a lot of models which exist in this, and which we will be utilizing and exploiting to our maximum benefit.
Okay, got it. Krishi, you were saying something. Sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something to what Manish has said, and this would take care of Keshav as well as to your queries, Lakshman. First is that, when Keshav spoke about Balaji, the projects are much, much different, because it's one thing to produce your own content, and that's very expensive. And like I said in my earlier talk, it is more business sense is made when you take a hit content and you localize it. So when you are going to make your own content and you're going to produce your own content, you would be spending crores of rupees. Whereas if you acquire and you become a licensee for an established good content, you just need to invest in that acquisition cost for that period and a cost on localization, which will be much, much cheaper rather than producing your own content. Okay. So that's where the difference is. That's how Balaji has a huge investment and the returns are less.
Got it.
Right? So that's the basic difference, if I could just explain in few sentences. Now, second is coming to your queries, Lakshman, just for an understanding for a lay person, like when you acquire content, which is fresh content, there are certain parameters built in. That first, the content will have a theatrical release. Then after 3 months or 6 months, whatever the deal period is, your content will be allowed to be played on TV platforms. That means you can have your premiere on a Sony, you can have your premiere on a Z or a Viacom. After 3 months or so, then you can take this content and play it on VOD platforms. Now, VOD are like SVOD is there, TVOD is there, AVOD is there. Like during the pandemic time, theatrical releases were not there. So TVOD took the first lot. TVOD, I mean, releasing on Z5, Z5 platform, or you have this Book My Show, where you go and you pay for viewing it. So that becomes a transactional VOD. SVOD is platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime. Then you come to AVOD, which is like MX Player and YouTube. So okay. YouTube is the last on the ladder. That is when your product has been utilized over 2 years, 3 years, that abhi jo bacha hai acquisition period, usme jitna nichod lo, you put it on a free platform like YouTube, which is an AVOD platform. So, there also you make a good amount of revenue. So these are various things which are built. So when we decided to have our own OTT, now there are various OTT players who have their own agendas. I don't think agendas are the right word. They have their own business plans. So, maybe YouTube, maybe a Netflix has a plan where they are spending in lots of money because they have a lot of money. So they are spending in creating local content, so a huge amount of money is going there. Plus they are worldwide and, it's okay if they lose money in one country, but they make money in 10 more countries. So it leverages. So for us also, OTT was a very good option, like how our Prime Minister says, get the middleman out. So, rather than we giving our product to existing OTT guys and then they giving us some kind of a revenue share, it's better that you have your own platform. You take your content, you put it up in theater, then you monetize it on your TV platform, then you monetize it on your SVOD, that is your OTT platform, and then you monetize it on your YouTube channels, and then you monetize it on other platforms as well. So with so much avenue being created for the money to come in, the chances of going wrong where your investment is concerned becomes lesser.
Okay.
So with that concept, we decided that, we get into these various kind of things. And so, we are very cautious. We take risks, but these are planned risks so that you don't, if one plan fails, the other plan is there to take care of it.
Got it. Perfect. Thank you.
So it's safer. Yeah.
Okay, got that. The other couple of points I had to make. So well, of course, I wrote an email also, so I thought I can just share it with everybody else. The one thing is, if possible, now that we are on the stock exchange for quite some time, of course, it will be nice if the management can release investor presentation in H1 and H2, which will kind of give a good overview of the business. It kind of helps all of us to understand a lot of things, because these kind of meetings happen probably once a year, or but that's what I'm thinking. It'll be a good thing if you can consider that from my end. It also helps my fellow investors if I need to show some. So being a good shareholder myself, I kind of want to project it to somebody else who's also interested to hold it for the next 10, 15 years. That's the point. That's one thing which, if you can do, it will be nice from my side. And the other suggestion which I had is the website today. I felt it looks a little bit cramped. If possible, we are a very awesome creative team. If you can, I don't know if you would agree with me, but when I go to the website, I see everything in a very linear fashion. If something can be done to make it look a little more energetic and creative, that will be something. Again, a suggestion from my side. Please take it in the right spirit. These are the few things I wanted to really talk about. Okay.
These are very good suggestions. Please do not think otherwise to it. I'll clear your doubts and thoughts on these. We have not done a presentation in quite some time. One, because this last 18 months have been like wasted purely because of the pandemic. There was nothing new to tell an investor as such. So
Okay.
it was, it had no sense to like have because whatever is like happening with us and which is like there during the pandemic was visible to everyone, as all the notices and all the movements have been like put up on the BSE board. So it is like clearly visible out there. Now, as we are making moves in the market and creating new verticals, new business strategies, we have like stories to tell. These are the stories which we will be pitching towards the investors. I didn't want to go to them before starting an OTT, because everyone has this mindset that you starting an OTT, you are starting your downfall. I needed to prove them wrong. So just bear with me for a couple of months. You will have as many investor stories coming up, which you will like realize yourself why we have been like on the back at this moment. Because we don't believe in just creating for the sake of creating noise. The noise we create has to be seen as well.
Okay.
So, now coming to your website query, I am very happy you noticed that our website is too cramped up and too filled up. Because let me tell you one thing, when we started the business and we came up with this website about 5 years back, 6 years back, the idea was just to have a website and just come up with 3 to 4 pages. I think you should be happy, because I am so happy hearing this comment from you. It's like our growth has been such and there has been so much content that the website is bursting from its seams. So it is high time it is to be changed, and we are changing it, because there is like too much activity happening now, which cannot be just done on this one website. But like I said, it's the right time to make the right move. Very soon you will be seeing the correct website. And at this moment, in fact, there has been a lot of material which has been like deleted from the website. But what to do? I mean, we keep some, we remove some. But that's all we can do. We cannot go on adding more pages to it, because it's an outdated one, for sure.
Got it. Like even the copyright 2016 is showing, like I was like, if I come and look at it, right, I would love to see it updated to the front. That's my point. But thank you so much for that.
Wait for a couple of days, or probably very soon you will like see it.
Okay.
Very soon. If you notice, like VRFILMS has also been that logo has been just put up in there.
Okay.
For anything at this moment, what to do?
No problem. Thank you, Manish and Krishi. I'm sorry I took some time to all the fellows. I'll be around. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can move to the next one.
Thank you. Anyone else? No more questions?
If if no one else has, I have a few more questions. I thought I'll just wait for the end. Is it? Can I ask a couple of more questions?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, cool. So now coming to the I think you already touched upon a lot of things regarding the growth and stuff like that. I just wanted to understand what is the total team size as of now, as far as the creative team is concerned, not the non-creative team, more on the creative side, with today's 50% capacity utilization. Would I get a figure?
By creative team, because in our business, the creative team is like each studio has a dubbing director or a recordist who is like there and a mixing engineer. Okay. Besides this, you have a QC person to QC all whatever is happening. But this is a static creative team for each studio. Now, besides this, we have a huge team of like hundreds of writers, other freelance directors, and in probably like 700, 800 dubbing artists in each language. So if I would like tell you in our organization, the creative strength is around, you can say, probably around 22 dubbing engineers at this moment. More are being added up. There are like around 10 dubbing directors, which is like total in-house. But if I take as, if you look at the studio size and the number of studios and the kind of projects, the number goes well beyond 700, 800. Yeah. So it's very difficult to pinpoint like what exactly is your creative size.
Got it. So in the sense, we kind of take care of 700 or 800 families. That's how I look at it. So that's a big team. Yeah.
Much bigger than that.
Much bigger than that, right? Okay. Cool. Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, Anand.
Hi. First of all, congratulations on the great performance despite the pandemic scenario. I have two questions. May I ask?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. So basically, I wanted to understand like the movies that we release on YouTube. What is the sort of the payback time that is there for those movies? Like, let's say we release a movie out there. How much time does it take for us to recoup back the investment you made to acquire that title?
The movies what you see on YouTube, you cannot recoup your investment from YouTube. Mm-hmm. These are the films which have already been, the investments have been recouped, the profits have been made year on year. They are on their last legs, which is why they have been put to the YouTube to milk it to the maximum which is possible.
Okay, so basically...
making investments and trying to recover it from YouTube, we will not be able to recover.
Okay. And the content that we'll acquire for our OTT, will that go directly to our OTT or will that go to our other source, like channels first and then to OTT later?
Like if it is like the TV series and web series, they would be direct premieres to our OTT platform. They can be integrated through to other platforms only through an integration with our app. Otherwise, it is not possible to put it up anywhere else. Regarding the feature films which we like import, those which can get a theatrical release first will get a theatrical release to monetize it. Those which can be like premiered on transactional VOD, we will monetize it out there. The third stage will be the SVOD, which is our app, which we will be playing the movies on our app. And along with this, on our existing partners whom we have, if they want to still play our movies simultaneously along with our app, we will be playing it up there as well.
Understood. So for our OTT, will it be a subscription model or
yes.
Will it? Okay.
It will be a subscription model.
Will we have ads over there or only the subscription?
Subscription at this moment. But we have provisions for ad space on the main page, but not within the films.
Understood. And one more question I have is, so what are the technological costs for our OTT? Like what is the fixed cost that we are incurring right now to get it launched?
See, it's very difficult to point out what is like a fixed cost. What do you mean by a fixed cost? By fixed cost, do you mean the cost of developing that app?
प्लीज रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ, ऐसा धोखा मत दे यार, अभी बहुत काम करना है.
Hello?
Yes, correct. I mean the cost for developing the app and getting it launched. Like the initial cost that will incur like probably in October, November this year itself.
It depends. Like I tell you, there is one fixed cost which is like around 40 to 50 lakhs is a cost of like creating it. But the creation of that cost is not your main cost. Your main cost starts with when the streaming starts. These are the recurring costs. To have an app is like having a website. Even you can create one and just be there. But what kind of servers you are using, what kind of storage are you using, how much is your content, how many viewers are hitting you, that would determine the cost. So
Correct.
you cannot say, okay, this is my cost.
Okay. So it is like, as of now, the fixed cost would be like without the content, only for the tech and stuff. It would be like less than, let's say, 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs only.
Pardon?
Like, can you give me an approximate number on what the technology cost is for the app? Like, I'm assuming it would be like less than 10 lakhs, or like, what is it?
If you can make something less than 10 lakhs, I mean, I think we should make this up with you. And like I said, you can even make it in 5 lakhs, but then the problem with that app would be it will forever be buffering and you won't be able to see ever anything.
Correct. So for our app, what would that cost be
The
approximately?
cost of our app build up, just the basic, would be anywhere between like 30 to 50 lakhs.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that answers my question. Thank you, and all the best for future performance. Looking forward to using the OTT.
Yeah, I would like the success of the OTT is in your hands, yeah?
Yeah.
The price of the investors, like each investor, if they get like 100, 200 subscriber, I mean, it will be like very good.
Yeah. Also, would be very happy to be a part of the beta testing. You can invite all the shareholders to that. That would be great if we can get an early access and we could provide feedback for that.
Pardon, I didn't hear you.
I'm saying it would be great if we can get an early access and we can provide feedback on the app so that before our launch we are like ready better. That would be great.
Sure, why not?
Sure. Thank you.
And Harindra, I just want to add, we would be requiring every shareholder support where we can, reach out to the maximum number of subscribers to get on board. So, of course, we would need everybody's support, all our shareholders support, their friends support, their family support to get as many number of subscribers, and be rest assured about the content. I mean, I'm not a guy who would be easily pleased with just any kind of content. So I have personally got down to selecting this content along with the team. And the content is fantastic. It is unseen before. You may be very familiar with locations in London, Paris, and Switzerland, but I'm sure you have not seen much of Sweden or Norway or Copenhagen or, these are all unexplored, beautiful territories, and the content is marvelous. It's taken me 6 years to realize this dream of getting international exotic content to our shows. Because here in India, unfortunately, the minds were so closed. They don't want to see anything other than Hollywood and the martial arts from Far East. But trust me, the content from elsewhere in the world is fantastic. And once localized in local languages, I think this will open doors for those guys on other platforms as well. But we, of course, will take the credit for being the pioneers in doing so.
Great. Looking forward to.
Also, add one more thing. The name of the platform is VROT, VROTT, which goes with the byline Global Ka Local. So it is like global content in your local language. Any more questions? So if there are no more questions, should we conclude the session? I think we should. Yeah? Okay, so I want to thank all the members for their queries and views. All the items of business as per the notice of the 13th annual general meeting have been taken up. I now declare the proceedings of the annual general meeting as completed. On behalf of the Board of Directors and Management of VRFILMS and Studios Limited, I convey our sincere thanks to all the members for attending and participating at this meeting. Please stay healthy and stay safe and take care of yourselves. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.